Welcome back yet to another podcast on High Motors. What's your story? Today we have an extremely special guest with us, Mr. Saeed Bin Towq. I will let him introduce himself because there's just a long list of things that he's done in the community. He's very well known in the automotive industry and community, and he handles a lot of things. There's also a reason why this helmet is here. Saeed, can you try to explain what you've done?
So where do I start? Good evening. Yeah. First of all, thank you for having me. It's a real honor to be here, especially in Al High Motors. It's been here since forever.
91.
But I hear stories from my dad getting cars from here, or my uncles, and so thank you.
Our pleasure, man.
I mean, where do I start? Where do you want to know? What do you want to?
What got you into cars? Like, what got you into?
Okay, so we all grew up in, say, an environment where cars, from say school days to and all that, and I think my first, say, addiction to cars was buying Hot Wheels, and just collecting Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
There's some people who collected Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
I did too, in a way, but
Hot Wheels were different.
Hot Wheels was the ultimate goal. And then, of course, my dad used to rally, so he used to drive race cars when it was before I was born. And he had these, all collectibles every now and then, the Quattro, Range Rovers, Land Rovers, Ford Escort,
Nice.
some of these cars. And then I was hooked, and then the cartoons that came out, Wacky Racers,
Oh, you remember that?
Speed
Nice.
Racer, these were, say, iconic in my childhood.
I don't think Samar would know Wacky Races. I think
He
he's
wouldn't?
a bit younger than that.
Yeah.
Came
I
before
don't.
his time.
Yeah. What's Wacky Race? What?
I think لحق على Ben 10
TV
those
show.
guys.
Okay.
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, yeah. Classic.
And then, of course, I grew up, and then I started karting when I was 16, 17. I started go-karting as in going with friends. It wasn't anything competitive or, and then
Just for fun. Yeah.
just for fun. And I was having fun. I think that's what made me continue all the way. I was just having fun. And then one of those nights, they told us there's these local races that happen at Cardrome. And I'm like, okay, do I need a license? They're like, no, come and do it. It's this amount of money, and you just go from there. And I did, and I think I got my first podium on that first race, and I was just hooked.
Yeah.
I was hooked, and
That was a good age to start. I mean, 16, 17,
17.
you're on the border of being
I
responsible.
think I was 18 by that time. I'm not sure, but
And you were driving before the license, so that was a nice thing as well.
yeah, don't tell my dad. I was driving other stuff as well, but
Everybody. Yeah.
and then from karting, I got a sponsorship, as you can see, from Yas Marina Circuit to do this Formula Golf series. Formula Golf is based on a Formula car, Formula chassis with Hayabusa engine, 1000cc. So, sorry, Suzuki GSXR 1000cc engine. So the car weighed nothing, but had all the aero and basically introduction to Formula racing.
Yeah.
So I did that for 3 seasons, but there was a gap in between. So I did the first season, and I wasn't really comfortable. The first few races were not too good, but as soon as me and the car say connected, and I learned, the whole formula, the whole basics of this car. It was podium after podium after podium. Very lucky, to learn and adapt into the car. And later on in the years, they stopped the Formula Golf series.
Mm-hmm.
And looking back at the records, I'm still holding the most podiums as a driver for the series.
Wow, God bless, man. See,
So
I told you.
it was it was a good thing. But then
And it's a mixed thing, not just UAE nationals.
no, it was international.
Nice,
So, but the racing
nice.
was happening at Dubai Autodrome and Yas Marina Circuit.
Mashallah, nice.
After, say, 2 seasons of Formula Golf, I got an opportunity to drive for Citroën Abu Dhabi rally team. So it was a junior team, and they did this little, say, test. And alhamdulillah, okay, I won the test. But then I was, in a tight schedule because I was still doing Formula Golf, and I was doing rally. So imagine two different cars.
Of course.
And I was doing
Yeah.
one weekend Formula Golf. Next weekend I was in Qatar or Kuwait or Oman doing a rally.
Nice.
Jordan as well. We went to Jordan. So that was, as experience-wise, brilliant.
I can imagine.
Man,
you know, it would
going
be
back and
crazy.
forth.
Like,
Yeah, it's fun. Like
It's
I
like
love
a dream
rallying.
come true for a car guy. literally.
Yeah, rallying is another experience, but once you start driving, you don't want to
Yeah,
go backwards. You
can't
just
go
want to go
back.
forward. And in between, we had the opportunity to race with Aston Martin Racing with GT4 in the 12 hours of Yas. Funny story, we were doing very well, but at the last hour of the 12 hours, I was driving and I lost one of the ABS sensors to
Oh.
the left back wheel. So every time I
sorry
brake,
to cut you, but I think he's inspired. You know, as you can hear from
he's
the
showing
sound.
me off.
Oh, somebody
Someone's
must have
revving
recognized
his
Saeed and
engine.
he's showing off his muscle.
You know,
I
he
don't know if they
heard
can
Saeed
hear
is
it.
here,
Can you
so
hear it?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
sure the mic will pick it up. So
Yeah.
Okay,
okay.
good. Automotive. It's okay.
Automotive.
Yeah.
What, 2cc?
12 horsepower. Yeah.
And then I lost the ABS sensor, and every time I'd brake, it would just. But as a Emirati, we were a whole Emirati team, so all
Wow.
UAE drivers, and we showed them, what we can do, and I think it was great. After that, I said, okay, time to step up the game. I did in 2016. I did the FIA World Rallycross Championship, and I was the first, UAE national to do it.
yeah, I read that, mashallah.
And that was, if you think racing here is tough, for me, that was another level. But, I'm sitting next to you. I was sitting next to Sebastian Loeb,
Wow.
Ken Block,
Yeah, God rest his soul.
all the top drivers. And,
And
you know
how
what?
was that as
Huh?
an experience? So
It
like,
was great. They saw someone who's new to the sport. I sat down with Sebastian Loeb, and he would give me hints and tell me what to do. And the first race, it was something crazy, because rallycross is basically a circuit. So you do laps, but the track is half tarmac, half dirt,
Mhm.
and it's just power,
Yeah.
like power. Rally cars, but with
You steer with your leg, literally.
everything, handbrake, everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then we went to, so the championship was worldwide. So
Mhm.
we did England, we did Spain, we did Norway, we did Canada. Canada
Wow.
was interesting because we started the race on slicks,
Mhm.
full slicks. Halfway through the race, rain.
Oh.
But rally cars, so why not? It was just all fun, all goes. So
Yeah.
and that was my first podium in rallycross.
I'm
And
sure that was like that's an
that was
accomplishment in
I think
itself.
that Canada race was my highlight of
Nice.
my race.
And
also.
it's good to see. I mean, not a lot of drivers make it there. Obviously, you're very talented. God bless. And then you're like an ambassador for UAE.
Yeah,
Like
one of
you're
the
going there
pioneers,
and-
yani, if you say it.
imagine Ken Block,
So-
and then when he talks to you and you tell him this is our
Yeah.
culture, this is Dubai. We are not.
But
What-
a funny story is one of the reasons I went to rallycross, because I met Ken Block in Dubai at Dubai Autodrome. So during his filming for Gymkhana in Dubai, the testing ground was at the Autodrome.
Mhm.
And I met them there, and I was telling him about my career, telling him about my racing, and he's like, "Why don't you do this? I'll introduce you to a person or a team, and we'll get you into it." So
Wow.
actually, the main reason that got me into that was him.
Wow.
So of course, like seeing him as an icon, and
Of course, yeah.
so it was,
Legend.
so it's good times,
And
But,
then after that, like, what's up with the helmet? You're also into bikes.
this
That's
is
an odd one.
my car helmet. This
Okay.
is my racing helmet. This is the most I wore for car racing. I'm into bikes, yeah, of course. I raced a bit of motocross.
Okay.
I raced a bit of the Baja series every now and then, but I like to get on a motocross bike, and just do jumps.
Mm.
So I like
Fly.
to fly. Yeah.
Like
Danny was
You know.
telling us that the other day.
Yeah.
Any jump he sees.
Yeah, when we're
The guys, the friends who go riding with, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna go from point A to B," and I'd usually find the jumps and stop and do the
Yeah.
jumps. And they'd be like, "Are you done?" So like,
Not
yeah,
yet.
maybe one more. So for me, okay, when it comes to racing and motocross, it's fun.
Yeah.
Do what you love. You know, we're only here for say for a
limited
while, so
time,
why
yeah.
not, you know, just go out and do your thing, do what you like most. What are you passionate
So that's
about?
all about. But then again, you are a car guy. So
End of the day is,
what's your soft spot? I know everybody knows that his spot is Porsche. Obviously, my spot is a BMW.
We got the. But look, check out his wristband. Check out
well,
his wristband.
it's under
Exactly,
the Porsche.
see?
Paid advertisement by
By him. I mean, be a bit more specific. Like, what do you mean by soft spot? I mean,
Like he's a Beamer guy.
yeah.
We were just talking about this earlier.
yeah.
It's more to do with like performance, the drivability of the car.
Look, for me, I think it's the joy of machine when it comes to, say, design, when it comes to, say, performance. Obviously,
Mhm.
we are all car guys.
Yeah.
But I do really enjoy old cars, driving old cars, and they mean much more to me than, say, new cars.
Yeah, I respect
Like,
that,
Yeah.
so I worked for Dubai Autodrome for 8 years, and part of my job is coaching people how to drive race cars and new
Mhm.
cars, and part of that job as well was product training.
Okay.
So we had all the new cars. So I drive, and I think I've done most laps on that circuit like no one else. But you know, but I jump back in an old, say, Mercedes or
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah, you connect.
there's something
Yeah.
different about these cars. You know, I
True.
don't
Yeah.
asking me like, okay, what's your favorite car? That's a very difficult question.
Yeah.
It's like asking you what's your favorite song. You
Yeah.
know?
True.
I know what's your favorite song though. But
No, but no, it's you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it makes sense. Every one of us, including you,
yeah.
when we initially started, it was like a father figure, right?
Mhm.
So your dad,
Yeah.
you know, bless him, he was a rally guy. Your dad is a car guy.
Mm.
My dad wasn't a car guy, but he loved cars. Like he didn't. It wasn't his business, but he just randomly bought a BMW and he got hooked, and then he bought another
exactly,
BMW, and I picked it up from there.
Of course.
So I understand the passion, you know. But and then for me, it's more of an attachment to the to an era of that like 70s,
yeah.
80s, 90s, and now you
Nostalgic.
nostalgic, man. Like you said it right. You can sit in a brand new whatever, you know, Porsche, Lamborghini. Obviously, it's super fast.
But it doesn't give you what a classic.
It doesn't
gives
give you,
know?
like,
It doesn't. And also, okay, this is not a paid advertisement, but like, say, our company, Airwork Studios.
Of course.
Yeah, one
we,
of ours, man. We are partners.
so
yeah,
we're like, what we do is basically we rent out picturesque movie cars
yeah,
to, say, events, shoots, and stuff. And we're all movie people. We're all, say, music videos and stuff. You don't see new cars anymore.
Yeah,
All these, say, production houses, all these
Yes.
people, they want a classic car.
True.
You know,
100%.
because just it's different. You jump in a, say, 57 Thunderbird, Ford
Yeah.
Thunderbird, you will not find anything that close to interior wise or design
Absolutely
wise
not.
inside, say a new car like a new
Yeah.
Ford. Or there are some collectibles, the new ones, yes, but classic,
It doesn't give you what the
the
classic.
Yeah.
color,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
design, the smell, you know, it's,
the breaking down and
Yeah.
pushing the cars and everything,
but
maintaining
that's
them.
part of the journey.
It is actually. We always say this. You know, you drive I don't know, the latest whatever. It's so average and normal to see like a brand new, super expensive supercar on the road in Dubai. But
Anyone
then
can drive those cars, you know.
True.
it's sort of like it reversed back because
Yeah.
like back in the 70s and 80s, if you drove a Ferrari, you are someone. It wasn't easy. Now you know it's very easy to get a car. But if you come out, you know, when you took the 126, this Fiat, which is in front of us,
Yeah.
Talking about
you're
it.
like a
So
million likes
we're already
everywhere.
planning what we're gonna do in that car.
Sorry, bro,
so-
you're not invited.
It's okay, cool. If
I
it's
love
not
you,
BMW
but-
related, it's fine. You can do whatever you want.
It's
No,
a
but
classic car thing. We said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
but-
I took the, say, 280 E Mercedes to
Yeah.
Hatta the other day to visit Danny,
yeah,
you know, and on the way I'm cruising 120, perfect. I got to the Hatta Dam and it was up, and then going back down started cutting. I'm like, oh wow, and it's a carburetor, you know, the fuel
Yeah.
wasn't going there, going up, and I'm like, okay, and then no, everything's normal.
it's a part of the.
But you know, the more you drive these cars, the more you learn about them. It's
Yeah.
more, for me, it's more educational in a way. You know, you learn, and it becomes part of your schedule, part of your
True.
life.
Yeah, it's
You know.
absolutely part of the life. It's like having a pet. You can't like you leave the house. It's constantly in your
Yeah.
head, and you come back. It's your always. But you mentioned Danny, who also promised us to come for the podcast.
There's a
and
lot of
keeps
people
on
that
dodging.
How many now? How many days it's been?
It's been months
Who's
now.
counting?
Who's counting? It's been months.
I know he
That-
said, because
but-
I was a witness.
Yeah, but I have to, hands down. When when we invited Saeed, he said, "Man, pick a date, and I'm there." And
Yeah, man.
literally, like a few days ago, I'm like, "Are you still up to it? Do you have time?" He's like, "Give me a date." We said
Same
today.
Being a
same
racer.
answer. I'm like, give me a date and I'll be
I
there.
swear, man, and he
You know.
turned up, and
No,
hats
we
off to you.
appreciate
And
that, man. Wallah.
No, man.
Yeah.
This is, for me, this is more of a family, say,
Absolutely,
tradition,
yeah. Of course.
family thing. So why not? And we are Dubai or UAE. We're a small community,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and mashallah, now it's a big community. If you want to,
Yeah.
look, say back 5 years to now, it's much bigger.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
And,
speaking of people who didn't show up, also Khalid was supposed to be the first. Khalid,
No,
yeah, he was
bless
supposed
him.
to be the first guy on our podcast, and
First,
he said,
huh?
"I swear, hands
Yeah,
down." He
yeah.
said, "I'm coming, and count me in, and it's a beautiful thing. We should talk. Everybody should
So
know."
he's in France now.
He's never
maybe-
in Dubai, anyways.
Yeah,
It's
When
either-
did he ever leave France?
Yeah,
He's always there.
he's always there.
He's always there, yeah.
So
Bless him. But what's happening with Airworks? Tell us, so you rent
Okay.
out cars, you rent out.
So Airworks, yes, we started. I think it was just after COVID.
Yeah,
Maybe just before, experimented like before COVID, but after COVID, the news was Dubai is open for everything. So literally all the filming was happening in Dubai.
yeah,
And we're like, okay, we have a collection of say 100 classic cars, collectibles, and I said, instead of them being sat or being driven once or twice a year,
yeah,
let's take them out. Let's do shoots. And I do photography myself, and I love shooting cars, portraits, and people, friends, and it just clicked. And production, movie, music videos,
Yeah.
campaigns, to products, to jewelry. Everyone wants a classic car in the background.
absolutely, man. You're absolutely right, man. Even like clothing, everything.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
everything is just like, you must have like those Dior glasses, like for ladies, and there's always
Yeah,
a
and they're
pagoda
in
in
a
the back.
280 SL, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
There's
all
always a
want
pagoda
something,
somewhere.
and each say brand or each they have something very specific. Okay, we want a Mercedes in blue,
Yeah.
or we want something,
From this
a
era
Peugeot,
of,
or
Yeah,
and not just say, when I say brands, it's not just production houses, actually manufacturers.
Mhm.
yeah,
We had for National Day Peugeot doing a campaign for all their cars, and in between they had two old cars, which was
yeah,
the 504 coupe and then the 404 wagon.
yeah,
So perfect, just
Yeah.
fits perfect. And I think, as I said, like, we're all big movie fans, right?
Yes.
But you go to look at the movies, they're all
Yeah,
class
yeah.
cars being driven, or
yeah.
that's I think where the inspiration comes from.
And to be
Nice.
honest, with Airworks, if you're looking for an eclectic type of like collection,
We've got it.
Yeah.
And
like the
I'm-
404 wagon, that's like I've never seen one.
I love
here.
it. It's green, it's a wagon, it's a Peugeot, and it just drives beautiful.
It says Khalid like all over it. Everywhere. Like
exactly.
anything that's like exciting. Yeah.
It's not his anymore, so no, I'm kidding.
Who's Khalid again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some French guy now.
Okay.
Some French guy living in UAE. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Cool, man.
But even like, say we get to say some days or some shoots where a client would ask for a very specific cars,
Yeah.
and some of these cars I wouldn't have in my say access to storage, so I would ask my friends.
Yeah.
I would make money from my friends as well. So
Yeah,
I'd be
why
like,
not?
okay,
Yeah.
I'll get your car. You get 50, 15 or whatever, and the whole idea is to bring up, say, the community and culture when it comes to say, and it drives people to go and get classic cars now.
Absolutely, man. And the classic cars should be driven. Honestly, the more you drive them, the better
I
they
drive
get.
it.
And
In
the
summer,
weather
I
is-
drive and
Yeah.
I die sometimes.
Yeah. Lose a
Big
few
ca-
kilos, but yalla.
No, but some cars are okay to drive. Then problems start, or
Yeah.
leakage, or. But
It's a part
some
of the
others-
journey. Yeah. We like our best friends are like recovery guys. I don't.
Yeah,
His
it's
number
the
is
most
not
dialed
saved.
number.
Yeah, it's favorites.
Literally. Oh,
Pick-
I don't
pick
need
me
to
up.
call. Just dial one, and it's
That's
there.
it. This is the location.
I know sometimes like when I choose to like take one out during the summer, usually you test the car out, see, keep it running for a while.
Yeah.
the
He always
problems-
tells me.
The
You
problems won't happen here. It's when you just
Literally,
go.
as soon as you leave, like
Yeah.
5-10 kilometers later,
Yeah.
Someone,
Surprise.
Yeah.
please, like
Send
help me.
Send the
Then
driver.
just come back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But no, in the winter now it's absolutely fine. We went out the other day and I was surprised we didn't do any service to the
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, these were cars that were manufactured for people to drive A to B to go to work, family cars.
yes.
So they would work perfectly as long as you look after
Yeah.
them, service them. You know, as
100%, man.
you look after them like your own. And
Absolutely.
they will take you anywhere.
They were driven daily. I mean, these cars were brand new at one point, you know, and they were
that's when I like it's
they crossed countries, man, especially like the
road
German cars,
trips,
everywhere.
Some
Really.
of them have done, you know, Dakar, some
Yeah.
races, and but like these cars, you get into it. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
If you get in a car that's been looked after, been serviced,
Yes.
it will take you to wherever you want.
Yeah, endless.
There was a guy with actually recently I saw a post somewhere and they put like 10 cars with the highest mileage.
Mhm.
Like 4.5 million kilometers on that Volvo. The guy
Yeah, that
drove it.
guy.
And there,
It was
there,
a
there was a Mercedes, I think
P1800.
there's a 123, like 3.8 million, and it's still going. It didn't stop.
The guy with the Porsche 996 turbo,
Yeah.
640,000 miles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Serviced it to the dot. Look at it.
Single own, and he tracks it, and he
Yeah.
enjoys the car. It's not a garage queen, and it looks absolutely
But
fine. There's no
Even
sign of
even new cars today, if you don't service them, you leave them as it is.
absolutely, yeah.
They would go.
But the new cars are more of like doesn't. I don't know why, but I don't feel that like the quality, the build quality is not there. It's just more of a commercial thing now.
It is, but okay. Like, honestly speaking, yes, we've come a long way from say classic cars and look and design,
Yeah.
to more of a safety standard.
Yeah.
So what you see today in terms of design, maybe I'm wrong, but it's more safety standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These cars are designed in a way, but maybe reduced in
Yes.
the vision because of these standards.
Yeah, the light needs to be this.
Yeah,
much,
yeah. The bumper needs to be
clearance,
this.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's why I really value the old cars, because there were no safety standards back then.
Exactly.
It was whatever the designer or like engineers want that car to look, they would do it.
Yeah. We
One
had
of the
some
best
cars.
ones, the XKR Jaguar.
Yeah.
And you know, it's
Yeah.
like a stunt nose. The lights are like down, and the bumper was.
Yeah.
Where are
and
the safety
like
standards?
50s till 70s were.
And yeah, of course, those ones as well.
Speaking of Jaguar, you know, I think there was a somewhere, I don't know where in States, I think I read once that they used to use that Jag logo on the bonnet, and there was an accident where someone hit a pedestrian and the pedestrian sued Jaguar. So this is one of the reasons why Jaguar doesn't have the
The Jaguar.
yeah
yeah
the
now it's
Jaguar.
like a logo of I don't know
The face of the Jaguar.
There were so many stories. I mean,
yeah.
but you know, also hats off to all the say new people that are redesigning the
Yeah.
old cars into something new too.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you hit a soft spot. I saw a post many years ago, and I don't know if you remember. I told you there was a W116 6.9 with Megatronic or someone
Yeah.
took out. I have watched that video like a
You know,
zillion
that's the
times.
ultimate goal, right?
That
Yeah,
I
man.
think I hope we don't go fully electric. I mean, I wouldn't mind having an old car like a BMW with a, you know, sophisticated whatever engine, but it would kill the original vibe
Of
of,
course,
the
yeah.
stink of the fuel when you start it when it's cold. That's what I love. But in terms of design, imagine having like these cars, and like we are doing a lot of swaps.
Reimagined, like they're nice, you know.
Khalid, the French guy, was I remember in 90s, he was swapping left and right. He had the black E30, which he got from his home
It has to
town
be a
or-
BMW, bro.
Has to be
It has to be,
everywhere.
yeah, of course. I remember he was one of the first people who swapped an S50 engine into an M3, and it was like something that fell from the universe. How can you do this?
Well.
And then he, being Khalid, French, he got bored like in 2 months. Then he put a 2G in it, but that's
That was
where
his what do you call it? Teenage.
Teenage years, yeah.
yeah.
You know.
But I wouldn't mind driving a 124 coupe. You know, if at one point, I don't think we'll reach that point, but let's say you wouldn't be able to fix that car, or the engine would, you know, like you wouldn't find
Yeah.
parts for it. Just drop like a new engine in it, and
Yeah, and also like what I meet a lot of people now where they're so into tuning of the cars,
Yeah.
right? I think I grew up from that say era when I was 18 to 20 plus, and I love tuning. I love doing this air filter, exhaust, blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah.
the small talk. And now I jump into a car and I want it as stock,
As
as
original,
normal as the car is. You get so much joy out of it. You know, like I was driving an R32, R33, R34 all original GTRs, and they are basically stock.
Yeah, they're not fast. They're slow.
They're different.
Yeah.
That feeling of, oh, I'm driving an original stock GTR
Yeah.
is completely to driving a tuned GTR.
Of course.
I've driven tuned GTRs. They're fast. They're fun. But I jump into a stock one. I'm like, oh
You
wow,
enjoy it
this
more,
is.
man.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do get the idea of, say, like Mercedes, as you said. Okay, maybe put a new engine into it,
Yeah.
but trying to find it as it is and driving it as it
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
is completely.
It's weird because when you think of it, all these new manufacturers, I have no affiliation with anyone. I love who I love, and I love all cars. You know, there's no issue. But it's weird that back like in 20, 30, 40 years ago, a lot of manufacturers were advertising reliability and how long the car will
Like
last.
Volvo safety,
Bro.
safest car.
Now you most of the cars are just it's a constant competition who is going to be faster. Why would I want to go like 0 to 100? Okay, I understand that autobahns in Germany might have a few roads that you can really like go 300 plus kilometers, but rest of the world you couldn't. In Dubai, alhamdulillah, like you go 121, you get like a beautiful
Good
thing.
find.
But
And
I
it's
found a
gone.
hack, guys.
Okay, what's
So-
the hype?
So, for example, in one of the cars I've been driving, well, I check. So I put, let's say, wherever I'm going, and there's a speed limiter,
Oh,
right?
yeah, but that's
It gives you like
normal.
4 kilometers
That's a
extra.
safety thing. Yeah.
That's because not all the cars, not all manufacturers
like
are
exactly to the
tuned into
dot.
the. So you might find. You remember the 7 Series, 760 Mansouri,
Yeah,
our car.
yeah.
The gauge is not because the car originally came like 20s, and Mansouri put 22.
Yeah, so the
stars.
tire. Blah,
And you
blah,
have
blah.
to, and this is why the actual speed limit is 100, and they give you up to 120. It's like 20 is a thing to play.
Yeah.
Hashtag
No,
Dubai
I'm
police.
like now I'm driving like 125, and you know
Yeah.
when you're like, let's say you're 120 on the fast lane.
Yeah,
If you're 124, you're gonna get all of these guys in front of you. You know.
Yeah.
So this guy who's
Yeah.
coming in like an F16 or those ones, they
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
in my house. You
Yeah.
know, like you.
You're
won't
like,
see him.
let me just be.
yeah.
Have you ever tested those theories of driving faster on, like, say, between radars and stuff? We did. Okay, we tested. We were leaving Gas Marina.
Mhm.
I think we both had BMWs, and my friend.
Did it break down?
No,
Never.
my friend was speeding between the radars.
Okay.
Me, cruise control.
Okay.
We get to Bin Towq,
Mhm.
Yeah.
traffic lights. He arrived, stopped the traffic light. 3 minutes later, I'm behind him.
It's just
Yeah,
minutes.
it's
So
nothing.
I think it's too risky.
Yep.
You know, okay, we like to drive fast on racetrack,
Yes.
but racetrack you have one direction, you have safety, you have everything.
Yeah.
On the roads, it's also not just you, it's
Yes.
other people.
Of course, and there are
And-
people who are not maybe who are some elderly people, some people with health hazards.
You do
or-
get the reckless people as well. You
Yeah.
get a lot of people. Look, I'm not gonna deny and say I don't use my phone. I do use my phone every now and then, but you get people who are actually watching a movie,
Yeah.
looking at their phone.
Like a full-on
all the time,
documentary,
but
you know.
have
why
no
do the
clue.
why is everyone so focused now? Like obviously Tesla and whatnot, 0 to 100, 0 to 100, 0 to 200, 0 to whatever. Why I don't see any manufacturers talking about a car living for more than 5 or 10 or 15 years. Like
Yeah.
you buy this car like in 70s, 80s, 90s. It was a lifelong decision. You know, like
Yeah.
family, uncle, father, mother, sister, everybody. Listen, I'm buying this car. What do you think? And then obviously the reputation of whatever car. No, one guy had a problem with something, then
Yeah.
all the cars. But the cars were generally they were reliable, and to prove that, they are still
They're
being
still
driven
here.
in a lot of countries, and they're being used as daily. Man, in Lebanon, you still have Mercedes that are like 60s, 1960s, and they're using taxis.
Taxis, exactly.
And there's
They're still
absolutely
being
no
used.
issue. Can you imagine new cars now? I don't, not any manufacturer, whatever, German or whatever. I cannot see them anywhere in 40 years.
No,
It doesn't.
it'll be the whole idea. I think is just they're being replaced.
Yeah, commercial.
Crap.
Yeah.
You know
How many cars are there already in the world?
And the biggest proof is the value of these cars
Yes.
compared to the new cars.
Yeah.
In if you say 5 years down the line,
Mhm.
like
Very well said.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's-
none
it
of
just
these
shows you-
actually like I don't think any one of the cars that we love have depreciated. They've either
No,
held
they've
their
only-
value or they've gone up
they're only going up,
substantially. Yeah, but
and and you'll always get someone who had an uncle or had the father
It's
who
always
had
a
the
story,
exact same
yeah.
car and would pay good money for it.
You have a few cars at home. Tell us about
At
those cars.
home, okay.
What
Everywhere.
Or the garage, or the
Everywhere.
studio.
Yeah. What I mean, what like out of you, it's not a soft spot, but you would always prefer to go back to a specific.
So
car.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
the story of how I got into old cars.
Okay.
I was, I think, 17.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
there's two stories in one. I'll try to, get them out of the way. But 17, I didn't have my license yet.
Okay.
I went to, do you remember, actually, you have them right here, Auto
Yeah.
Trader.
Yeah, of course. we
So
do.
back
Yeah.
in, say, school and college, after school, we go to a fuel station and buy
Yeah.
those.
5 dirhams.
5 dirhams, was it? Yeah,
10
5 dirhams.
dirhams.
And I would just all day just keep looking. And I saw a 1968 Buick Skylark.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Really bad condition. Like, but engine, key on, turn on, starts.
It was in the side where they
It
put
was
the
at the
price.
very bottom, small picture.
Yeah.
And it was really a good, I think it was like 15,000 dirhams.
Oh, good.
Blue,
Yeah.
blue inside. It was beautiful. I went up to my mom and I'm like, Mom, I need 16,000. She's like, why? Like, I'm gonna buy a car. It's like, but you don't have a license. And I'm like, yeah, I'm buying it to learn how to work in cars. And
Nice.
funny enough, bless her, she gave me money, and I'm like, okay. I went. When the owner met me, he's like, who's this car for? And I'm like, no, it's for me. Then I bargained with him because of my age,
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah. And then I got the car, I believe, for 14.
I
went home.
Haggle, yeah. Nice.
I mean,
Definitely.
never
Yeah.
too old.
Start somewhere, yeah.
And I got the car home. I worked on it for, say, 2 days. Battery start, and I was driving the neighborhood fine, make sure the car's fine.
Yeah.
Literally 3 days after, sold it for double the money,
Nice.
Oh,
and I was hooked.
that's it.
It's hooked. Range Rovers, same style. Buy two,
Okay.
keep one, whatever, and same exact. And my license. How did I get my license? I was 17. I went to. I'm not gonna name which one, and I applied for the test, and basically the permit came out. Sorry,
Okay.
I applied for the lessons,
Yeah.
but the guy gave me the permit.
So this is you can drive kind of
No,
thing.
if you get the permit, you can
It's
go
as
do your
if-
test.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because I
That was
grew
back
up
then.
with that, like, oh no, you're like 17 and a half, you can drive.
you can do
know?
your lessons
Yeah.
until the idea was for me. I do my lessons until I'm 18, then I can do my test.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
did that, the guy printed the permit, so the test permit. So when I get the test permit, I didn't say anything, but I kind of knew that
Obviously.
I went and did my lessons. Out of all the people, this guy used to be a mechanic for my dad. He
Okay.
used to change tires for the rally team, and
What a
then
small
kept
world,
asking me
man.
questions. Who am I? And I'm like, so 10 lessons in one day, 10 lessons in the second day,
Yeah.
10 minutes of drive.
Gone. Done.
Like, okay, I've been driving since I was 15. I'm not going to lie, but done. I went and applied for my permit, the test permit. I did my test, first go,
Nice.
did it. I got my license. Nobody asked how old I am. It says, my
Okay.
You
birthday
have
and
the
everything.
permit. You're good to go, man.
I'm good to go. I went home and I just showed, the whole idea was just to show my parents. I got my license. And they're like,
I'm
we're
out.
not, we're not, we're
Yeah.
not going to give you a car to drive till
Yeah, obviously.
like, but here's a proof, I can
Yeah.
drive.
It's
Yeah.
always that number, like, even if you get it, no, we're going to wait till you're 18. and
Yeah, but
you
then,
take it.
Yeah.
They kind of felt bad and they gave me this 1999 Silverado pickup truck to drive
Yeah.
around. It was the best thing ever.
Okay.
So,
nice.
mission accomplished,
Nice.
as you can
Yeah,
say.
man. I remember the feeling when I got my license. My dad did not.
Freedom.
Bro,
Yeah.
I have stories because I flipped my dad. I stole my dad's car and I flipped his car when I was like 11, and he swore I'll never drive in my life. Blah blah blah. When I got the license, so the second I got my driving license, I'm like, Dad, my dad was with me, and I'm like, move, I'm gonna drive. And he's like, what? Go get, do
Yeah,
your
yeah.
thing and
Yeah.
start working and finish your college, and then if you can afford the car, buy a car. But first time I ever drove a car, this was like
think
I
my-
just discovered Neptune. Like
Mhm.
it was
I think
something.
my first car I've ever driven was a Volkswagen GTI.
Nice.
Oh wow, nice.
I used to go to Najshaba to a friend's majlis.
Who has one?
I go to majlis and just chill with the guys, and I think I don't know what we were doing. Then his big brother shows up in a Golf GTI, and he's like, "Yo, let's go to a grocery, get ice cream and
Yeah.
all that."
Yeah.
all the RC Cola. And
The furthest grocery ever. These guys don't have
like,
it.
it's same. And then in between, say the road from the house to the grocery, all the kids would
Swap seats.
swap
eh?
seats
Up
to
and-
learn, and you know
nice.
that first time driving when you press the brakes and it's
Yeah.
just
Oh,
you know
I get
Whiplash
it's
from
very
your neck,
sensitive,
you
you
know.
know. But no, it's just a different experience. And
Nice.
then when I got the license and I started driving, I was a cool kid because I was driving my friends to school and universities. It was
Yeah, I'm sure that was a nice time. Yeah.
but you
It's
didn't
always-
ask my question. You I know you have a lot of cars. What's your like, the car to go to?
oh,
Are you more of an American guy
Look,
or a
Said, I
German
always
guy?
when people and friends ask, "What's your favorite car? Or what's your favorite classic?" It's like, obviously, I don't have kids yet, inshallah.
Yeah.
But if you have many kids,
What's your
in
first
fr-
child?
no, who's your favorite child?
Favorite son.
You can't really say
You
it.
can't really say. Yeah.
But
Hey.
you must be like, oh, I get it. I'm a car guy. I love a lot of cars, but I have a specific preference to
Let's narrow it down.
Mm.
yeah,
A classic or a new car?
classic.
Classic. Okay,
I'd
that's a
take
very tough
wild guess
question.
and say,
But like,
Mercs, young timers.
What gives you the goosebumps?
I haven't driven the original GT40, and I think I love that car as in
Yeah.
looks wise. I've driven a Daytona, I've driven a Cobra, and I love the Daytona. It's one of my favorite looking cars. I love old Porsches 356.
Nice.
You know, then the 70s, 80s Porsches. Of course, they're different breed.
Yeah.
BMWs, you know, 1602. You know, it's a beautiful car to drive. But
Third on the list.
Mercedes, I enjoy driving on
Yeah.
Mercedes.
I see
But-
you often in Mercedes, like you post on
I mean, I do enjoy Mercedes because it's
reliable and literally.
you drive it,
Yeah.
yeah, turnkey, go wherever you want,
Yeah.
and perfect.
That's the beauty of it.
I love old Broncos, first gen Broncos.
Oh, nice. Yeah. California vibes.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, what else? Look, I will not finish.
Yeah, we
you
can
know?
go on and on. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but
yeah.
I get it. Yeah, but what's your Insta so people can actually see?
Well, it's my
the
name, so
talent?
Saeed Bin Towq, yeah.
Saeed Bin Towq. Okay,
Yeah.
so good. You can obviously follow Saeed and you can see his talent.
We'll do a
for,
link in the
The
down.
link in,
Yeah, put the
description.
link in the.
and then Airwork Studios is the
Yes.
Airwork Studios.
Yeah, I mean once
Mm.
once you go to his Instagram page, you're gonna see.
All you'll see is cars and
Yeah.
Nice.
Dogs.
my photography, and I just post whatever I like to, you know,
Yeah.
my vision, as in say when it comes to photography or cars. I do a few track days every now and then, but yeah, nothing crazy. It's just
Yeah.
cars.
As long as you know it's what you love, and what I love about you is that you are a genuine guy and a genuine like car guy, and you know your stuff, and obviously you have a beautiful career behind and ahead of you as well. You
Yeah,
did
I mean-
so many things for the whole community.
And the
Everyone-
coming generations, man, you know.
Yeah, I
it's something
strongly
great.
believe we are a big part of this community, as in
Yeah,
friends, people we know, and everyone has
Yes.
their, you know, cafes, restaurants, and everything is related in somehow. So I'd love to see my friends and people I know prosper.
Yeah.
Wherever it goes, either from
Absolutely.
cars to bikes to photography or, you know, business wise, you know, I would go support.
Yeah,
like, and don't look
absolutely.
back, you know. And I think
We appreciate
because of this culture that we've been brought up with,
yeah.
it's nice to see, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm very grateful for that.
It's all about the human touch. In the end of the day, you know, we are all here because of this thing, and yeah, that's ET.
the Midas touch.
Yeah, but no, we would love to thank you for coming.
No, and I look forward to having you at our podcast
Of
next.
course.
Absolutely, and this is, you know, you're gonna be back obviously
Of
with more
course.
stories. It was a pleasure having you again, and I was saying you have a beautiful career behind you and ahead of you, and you know
Thank
you're handling a lot of things for the automotive field, including Airworks and including the, you know, our friends. Obviously, we need to mention Danny.
No,
and
we need to.
Khaled.
Yeah, I think the idea is to kidnap them.
Yeah.
I think that's probably, or I'll bribe him because his car is here and another car. Yeah, I'll just tell him, you know, there's
But
something.
he never shows up.
True.
The idea is to look. I
2
don't
weeks
lie.
later or
Yeah.
three.
The idea is to lie
Yeah,
to him. I'm very bad at that, but try it a sneaky way.
yeah,
We'll
or
try
just-
that. We'll go on live. and
yeah.
then we'll
There's an
see.
emergency. Like we have to think of something.
Yeah,
We are
I
in desperate
I
need
think
of a DJ.
I think 3 of us can plan something
Convince
really
him. Yeah,
crazy, I think we'll have him here.
We have to, we have to get them on board. We are like family, everybody, honestly. Again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
Saeed.
me.
It was an absolute
Thank you for having
honor
me.
and pleasure. And again, we would love to see you again. And the season is here now, obviously winter. So we have a lot of things happening. I know you're obviously fully booked and busy, and I know you know.
No, we're planning a few drives now, so with you guys. So hopefully,
Yeah,
Sir,
absolutely.
let's
Inshallah.
do
Yeah,
something.
we'll have. So, keep watching us, guys. The king himself, Saeed Bin Towq. Check him out on his Insta at Saeed Bin Towq, and you can see what we're
at
talking.
At the link.
Yeah, we'll put a link somewhere, like in the corner.
No. Pleasure
left,
being
right,
here.
Whatever.
Thank you.
Again, it was another podcast. We're back. We weren't very active because of our friends not replying.
True. And the new setup as well.
Yeah, we have a new
Come
setup.
on.
Yeah, so the mics and headphones and all these, goodies. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon again.
See you guys.